I want to show you how sometimes I'll just journal something when I'm going through something, right? And it's funny, it also shows you how tarot, the universe, always gives you the message when you need to have it, right? And it's not random. Sometimes I feel like it's a subconscious mind can see through the deck here, you know, and pull the card because it's the weirdest thing. And so I've been thinking about how to deal with toxic energy, especially in a career or something like that, you know. How do you deal with it? Or even around like friends or relationships or whatever it might be, okay? And it's toxic. And these two cards came up. How do you deal with it? And it's funny because when you see the Four of Swords here, it's almost telling you that you have to step away and not fight it because the swords were all pointed down, right? And this opportunity, you're laying on it. So it's basically encased in this tomb, so to speak. And it's saying that you don't need to take any action. The communication, you don't need to have it right now. So when you're in some type of a toxic environment, wherever that might be, don't engage in it. And then if you do, this card comes up because this energy is ready just to jump and be impulsive. And so if you don't step away, then this can explode. It's fire. And just seeing these two cards just shows you how every card you're given is for a reason. Nothing's done by chance. And even like you take notes, what I do is when I take notes, I write down what I think about the card means, right? So for me on the four was don't engage, walk away, create your own peace of mind. And the gray is wisdom because you know you're supposed to walk away. And the yellow, again, he's laying on it. So it's like that vitality, that energy, put to rest for now. There's no need to engage because all it's going to become is an explosive situation. Queen of Wands. And around the Queen of Wands, the way I was reading it, for me, you may read it differently, was you can't really give into the impulse of that energy because when you do, like I said earlier, you're not going to win. It's just going to turn into a raging inferno because when two people, if one person doesn't step away, then what happens? It explodes because somebody's always got to win, whether it's you, whether it's me, whether it's somebody else. And maybe sometimes I'm the one who's being toxic or you're being toxic. And you know that this person engages, you're going to explode. Or if the other person's a toxic one, if you engage, you're going to explode. So it's kind of like this could be anybody. It could be you or the other person involved. And then I also like to look at the numerology down here. But one more note on the Queen of Wands is that you have to keep your emotions in check, right? Because when you don't, then it gets the best of you. And that's where the reading is really saying you're the problem, not the other person involved. Sometimes, right? That's a negative side. So when you read tarot, don't always look at it like I can do no wrong. Look at it from a true perspective, like, well, is it me? Question yourself. That's why you have to walk away to reset and get some clarity in your mind. Follow me so far? So even with work, right? Is it you or somebody else? Whomever it is, that fire is boiling. You got to step away because air and fire together combust and gives into very explosive energy. That's why the four is saying step back. Now, another thing you can do is you can use numerology. Now, I have a system. If you go to my website, wordwithatwist.com, and go to numerology, I actually number the cards, but I don't do what everybody else does. I think they do 11, 12, 13, 14. I start with a 1, 2, 3, and 4. And the reason why is because 1 is a page, new things. 2 is a knight, decisions, quickly acting. 3 is a queen, communicator, expansion, growth. 4 is a king. He has stability. When you add them all together, what do you get? You get a 10, a complete cycle in the court cards. So I number court cards 1 to 4 because it add to 10. Okay? That's my system. So when you look at this here, you have a what? A 3 and a 4. And a 3 and a 4 is a 7. And it's telling you is that when you're in an environment that feels a little bit toxic, whether it's your fault or somebody else's fault, whatever it might be, you have to step back and reflect. Because if you don't step back, you can't keep your composure. And all it does is turn into an extremely nasty situation, right? And so, as you can see, The numbers, see, the reason why I always use numerology at the end of my readings of all readings, or even throughout the readings, because the numbers that we just looked at here tie back into the core message. It validates. So when you look at numerology, it's not just numbers on a card. It actually is the universe, God, or whatever it is that you connect to, the collective consciousness, saying, look, here's the cards. And if you don't believe me, add it together, and that number is going to revalidate exactly what you're seeing. Anyway, I just want to share with you how I do journaling sometimes just to, see what's going on. And also, another way you can read a journal is you can take something on the theme instead. So, say you do 3 cards, like what's the theme that I need to be hearing about right now? And then what are the challenges or the strength or the challenges or things to be mindful of? And then you want to end up on like the advice card if you're doing 3 cards. But then at the end, again, too, you're always going to do numerology. Numerology should always be there because it helps really tie it together. And that's the way I like to read. And if you want an energy reading for yourself, like a quick check-in, something like this, I offer something called the First Look Private Diagnostic. You can go to wordswithtwist.com, hit book a reading, and click on First Look. Paid gets priority, but I also have a few slots open. It's limited that are free. Anyway, that's all I got. Drop your thoughts. Let me hear your comments. And until next time, I want to see you in my next reading. All right. Bye, everybody.